benefit of multiple parties. And that's really what we're talking about in designing a responsible data ecosystem for the benefit of multiple parties at the same time. And that's the larger challenge, right? And so what are the different types of institutions that need to participate in that design?
So Joanne, could you get specific? Could you give us an example maybe of a problem that MasterCard has been trying to solve, or that you think there is potential to solve by having organizations come together in this way, but that just isn't possible right now, and what it would take to get there?
Well, sure. I mean, we're seeing today, right? We've seen, we have participated in helping to solve and use our data to actually assist in the economic recovery after climatic events, right? So whether that be after a snowstorm or after a hurricane or after a tornado, we help first responders in locations understand when services have been restored. But that is using just our information to help local governments and neighborhoods understand where first responders can go for services, because we know that our transactions, right, are back online and we're processing, and we can tell where locations are happening. But imagine if we could get cooperation from multiple parties to actually engender more information, right? And so that's just a microcosm of what could be possible. We've seen over the past year the need for pandemic information. We've used our information to understand what the economic impacts have been as we've seen shutdowns roll from Asia first, then to Europe, then to the Americas, right? And we've tried to help businesses understand those impacts. But now, as the economies are shifting to opening up, right, we're one company with one point of view. Imagine if we take multiple data sets and actually combine them so that we can understand at a much more granular level rather than using one data set and then providing it to just our constituents, our banks, our merchants, and governments. Imagine the power of that if we had the foresight and the system enabled to combine those data sets and have that information available for the different types of analyses so many constituents would want to actually.
What kinds of data sets, for example?
So for example, econometric information, right? We understand purchases. That's really what MasterCard understands, right? At a very large scale. But it would be very interesting to also understand other economic information, employment information, for example. When are people going back into cities and locations, right? What is going on locally? That governmental data could be very powerfully added in to the data that we have as purchasing data, that other financial market data could be added into. That kind of economic information added in would be one source, right? What other types of information? Transportation information, right? So that cities could plan for how do they need to ramp up transportation systems as economies open up, right? Same things for small business owners so that they know when they should be reestablishing their businesses as city centers come back to life. All of that information right now is being put together